The sky burned with streaks of red and gold as the sun dipped low. A shadow cut through the clouds, wings slicing the wind, muscles tense. The dragon, sleek and midnight black, had been flying for hours, lost, exhausted, desperate. His name was Jax, a young dragon from the Iron Ridge. He had chased a flickering ember moth too far, and now nothing looked familiar. Below, a small town stretched between the trees, lights flickering like fireflies. He had no choice. He had to land. As soon as he did, chaos erupted. Doors slammed, baskets hit the ground, voices rose in panic. To them, he was a monster. Then someone stepped forward. A girl, maybe 20, with fire in her eyes. Name was Riley. She'd heard the horror stories, dragons leveling villages, burning fields. But this one? He just looked lost. She took a slow step forward. Jax flinched, muscles coiled to launch skyward. But Riley didn't raise a weapon. Instead, she reached out a hand. "You're not here to hurt us, are you?" Jax huffed, warm air rolling from his nostrils. He didn't understand her words, but her tone. It wasn't fear, it was trust. Riley figured it out fast. Jax wasn't a threat, just stranded. Over the next few days, she brought him food, studied his movements. Every night he stared north. "You're trying to get home, huh?" she murmured. Jax rumbled low in his throat. She did her homework, maps, old stories, travelers passing through. Iron Ridge was far, beyond rivers, forests, and dangerous lands. But she wasn't about to let him go alone. The town wasn't thrilled at first, but seeing her feed and talk to the beast, their fear cracked. Some even started leaving food, water, blankets. The monster became something else entirely. Then the day came. Riley climbed onto Jax's back. His muscles tensed beneath her as his wings spread wide. One mighty leap, and they were airborne. Town shrinking below, adventure stretching ahead. The journey was brutal. Razor winds, jagged cliffs, endless miles. One night, resting in a cave, Jax suddenly tensed. A shadow loomed at the entrance. They had tracked him, wanted his scales, his teeth, his fire. Riley barely had time to react before they lunged. Jax roared, flames splitting the night. The ground trembled as he lunged forward, sending them scattering. "You're stronger than you think," Riley whispered, gripping his neck as they shot into the sky. After endless nights and countless battles against the wild, they saw it. The towering peaks of Iron Ridge, wreathed in mist and moonlight. A distant roar split the air. Dragons. More of them. Jax's silver eyes gleamed as he let out a deafening call. From the clouds, massive figures emerged, their scales gleaming under the setting sun. Jax landed on the tallest peak, his kin closing in fast. But instead of rushing to them, he turned back, his silver eyes locked on Riley. She smiled. "Go on, big guy. You're home." Jax let out a deep, rumbling breath. Then, with one last lingering look, he leapt, wings carrying him into the sky, disappearing into the golden light. Riley watched until he was nothing more than a memory in the wind. She had set out to bring a lost dragon home, but in the end, Jax had led her to something just as priceless, a bond that would never be broken.